Good morning, everybody. What has happened? What's going on? If you're new to the channel, I'm Mitch Modin, and I make somewhat daily videos either about track and field or my life in general, and I am myself a track and field athlete. So if you haven't been paying attention to track and field news, or you haven't just watched in general, the IAAF Championships is upon us. They're in Doha, Qatar, and they started either 2 days ago or a day ago. Either way, the 100 meter final was yesterday, and spoiler alert, Christian Coleman won with a time of 9.76 seconds. Now, if you've been a subscriber of the channel, then you've seen my breakdown of Christian Coleman's world record 60 meter dash. Now, seeing as that he just won the 100 meters in his first ever world championship win outdoors, and a personal best time of 9.76, I figured it was a good time to make an analysis of that race. So we're going to break it down almost the exact same way we broke down the 60 indoors, and hopefully everything starts to make sense. Alright, let's get into this. Okay, so if you know nothing about Christian Coleman, he was born in 1996 in Atlanta, Georgia, and then basically lived his high school life in Georgia, competing and running and doing all that stuff. He went to Tennessee when he went to college, competed and kind of was middle of the pack, not middle of the pack. He was always top three, whether that be in the 60, 200, 100, everything indoors and outdoors. Basically top three. Had an awesome sophomore season, culminating in his berth to his first Olympic Games in 2016. In 2017, Coleman was the first ever Bowerman Award winner for the University of Tennessee, which is kind of a big deal. Bowerman's like the Heisman of track and field as far as college track goes. In 2018, Coleman took to the track in the 60 meter dash indoors and broke the world record twice, originally breaking it in 6:37, and then at the US Championships, then breaking it to the current world record of 6.34 seconds, which is unbelievably fast through 60 meters. Christian's career thus far has culminated in this year's World Championships in Doha, where, like I said earlier, he ran 9.76 seconds to beat out Justin Gatlin for first place. It was basically an uncontested race, and I actually filmed my reaction and my prediction of it before the race and during it. So here's me commentating on what I thought the race was going to be like.
Doha. I'm watching it live right now, but my prediction is that Coleman wins. My prediction that Coleman wins is that he is going to get a great start.
He's going to look like he's ahead by
like a meter, 50 meters in.
and he's either going to continue to pull away or he's going to get really tight, and the rest of the pack is going to catch up. But my guess, Christian Coleman wins, definitely sub 10, sub 9.8.
9.7 something would be
Spine.
Kind of what I expect, but he's going to need a really, really good start. He's going to need to maintain that speed all the way through the 100. So I thought my prediction was actually pretty close. I said that he was going to get out early. He's a 60 meter world record holder. Obviously, he's going to get out faster than 99.9%. Well, actually everybody in the world, because that's what he does. He's specifically a very, very quick, short sprinter. Okay, so before I get too far into this video, I wanted to take a brief second to say, if you're a high school athlete and you're looking for help, either getting faster, stronger, or anything like that, one of my friends is actually a personal trainer and has scripted my workouts for the last little bit and is offering a discount for 1, students, 2, if you're a subscriber to my videos, or if you just mentioned that you got to his profile from me. So I'm going to link his stuff down below. The dude's a stud. This is what he looks like. And that's not Photoshop, that's actually what he looks like. So if you want to look like him, hit him up. It's a great deal and legitimate, very, very, very good workouts. So go check him out. He's really good. Now, that being said, I would like to break down this race. Christian, he's not a big guy. He's only 5'9" and weighs somewhere, I would guess, around 160. Now, you look at a guy like Usain Bolt, and Usain Bolt runs the 100 in 9.58 seconds, so almost 2/10 faster than what Christian's personal best is. not only is there a difference between the times, obviously there has to be something different, but Christian Coleman is almost 7 inches shorter than Usain Bolt. When we break it down, Christian Coleman in this race takes 47 strides, almost on the dot, to complete 100 meters. Now for Usain Bolt, this is kind of a crazy thing. Usain Bolt has a much, much longer stride, obviously, but is only taking 41 strides to complete 100 meters. Now that to me is very, very, very impressive. Now what does that mean? That means that for Usain Bolt, he is covering basically 2.43 meters on average per stride. Now in the beginning of the race, it's going to be a little bit shorter. Towards the end of the race, it's going to be considerably longer. But for Christian Coleman, he's taking the 47 strides per 100 meters. So that means that he's averaging around 2.13 meters per stride. Obviously, just like Bolt, it's going to be shorter in the beginning, longer at the end, because you're beginning to stride out and trying to increase that cadence. That's a pretty big difference. That's almost half a meter per stride. Half a meter is probably, it's just over 1.5 feet. So then, I guess the question you guys are all asking is Christian Coleman ever going to be able to run as fast as Usain Bolt over 100 meters? Obviously, Christian has the world record indoors, Bolt has the world record outdoors. 2 of the fastest men to ever grace this planet. Usain Bolt, one of the fastest. Christian Coleman, one of the quickest. So how do we break this down, and will Christian ever be able to run as fast as Usain Bolt? In my eyes, Christian's going to have to do some impressive work with his feet. Obviously, he's never going to be able to take the stride length that Bolt is going to be able to take. And I've used this formula before. Stride length times stride frequency is going to equal your speed, or how fast you're actually running. Now, people commented on the last one saying that what about power, what about like height, what about hip height? Hip height's different than regular height. Obviously that is a thing, but power equates to stride length because you're putting more force into the ground, allowing you to propel yourself faster. Now you could bound down the track, but your stride frequency isn't going to be there, so you're going to run slower. You could take really, really short steps and your stride frequency is going to be really, really fast, but your stride length is going to decrease enough to where you're not going to be able to cover any sort of distance fast. So stride length times stride frequency is kind of what I go by, because it encapsulates everything. It's pretty generic, but it also is specific enough to make sense. So stride length times stride frequency. For Usain Bolt and Christian Coleman to run the same time, either Christian Coleman is going to have to increase his stride frequency drastically, which could inhibit his ability to cover more distance and run faster. He's already taking 47 strides per 100 meters when Bolt's only taking 41. So that's kind of a big difference. If he could lengthen his stride a little bit, maybe he gets that down to 45 strides or 46 strides per 100 and can speed it up a little bit and still take off maybe a tenth. To run almost 2 tenths faster, I think is going to be very, very difficult for Christian Coleman. Now let's get into the actual race, the 100 meter final in Doha. So now as we watch the 100 for just Doha, so we're going to break down the race where Christian actually won. We look at Justin Gatlin, who got second. His teammate next door to him in lane 2. Christian was in lane 3. So Gatlin actually runs 44 strides. So he's taking much longer strides than Christian is. But just by my eyesight and comparing them side by side and watching this race probably 40 times, it looks like Gatlin is taking more strides through 50 meters than Christian Coleman does. And for Christian, he is getting to that top speed and turning it over really, really quick. Now we look at one of the most surprising athletes in this field, I feel like, Andre de Grasse. Now Andre actually runs 47 strides, the exact same that Christian Coleman runs. So if we go back to stride length times stride frequency equals your speed, his stride length is almost the same as Christian Coleman's, or on average is almost the same as Christian Coleman's. But his stride frequency isn't there, so he's not going to run or cover that distance as fast. So why I say it's surprising, if we go back and we watch the video in real time, and you watch Andre de Grasse, he's almost in last place. He has one of the slower reaction times, I'll give him that. But he's almost in last place going into 50 meters, and then ends up in 3rd place. His stride length and stride frequency are increasing throughout the race. as far as this 100-meter race goes, the reaction times were pretty crazy. So with Christian Coleman actually having one of the fastest reaction times, 0.128 seconds, you go down to Justin Gatlin, who had one of the actual slower reaction times, 0.148 seconds. So that's 0.2 of a second right there. You go down even further to Andre de Grasse, who had kind of just a middle of the pack reaction time, 0.140 seconds. The slowest reaction time being 0.158 seconds, and the fastest reaction time being 0.117 seconds. It's a lot of numbers. So Christian had one of the fastest reaction times, has the fastest turnover of any of these athletes, and ran the fastest time. And so with that, congratulations, Christian Coleman, you killed it. I don't know if you'll ever see this video, but 9.76 seconds, a personal best to you, congratulations. And I am always happy to break down the video and see how fast he actually runs and kind of figure out how people compare to each other. Yeah, that's gonna be the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Just a quick little breakdown of how Christian Coleman actually won his world championship, his first one ever outdoors, and how he ran a personal best. Obviously 9.76 is unbelievably fast. It's mind-boggling how someone can cover that much distance in that amount of time. But that being said, I think that he is far from his potential based on how I see my formula working, and I think that we're only going to see faster and faster and faster times from him, whether that be the 160 or the 200. So Christian, keep killing it. I hope to see you in the 200. I know there's rumors about you dropping out, but I hope to see you out there. Remember, be nice to people, don't hurt yourself, don't hurt others, slow down, don't dance so fast, and I'll talk to you guys all tomorrow. Okay, bye.